heliport is to the west of there. Head west and find that heliport. Looks like the front hangar door is open. A little bit, at least. You can get in that way if you want.
A surveillance camera.
Metal Gear Solid 4 Integral Podcast. Broadcasted from Konami HQ in downtown Tokyo, it's the world-renowned Metal Gear Solid 4 Integral Podcast.
Hi everyone, this is the MGS4 Integral Podcast, Episode 8. I'm Aki Saito, joined with...
Hello, my name is Sean Eyestone.
And...
Hi, this is Ken Imaizumi.
Okay, today, Sean, we're in your favorite stage.
Yes, we are. We are in Shadow Moses.
Where was our meeting point?
Our meeting point today is behind the truck in the heliport.
Yeah, just after, the opening sequence.
Right, so after the opening sequence, you kind of go through that snowy area, and then you find the heliport, and then to the north of the heliport, there's a truck. So you should be standing right behind that truck. I just want to point out one thing. On the webpage, we've been getting comments and things from people, and one of the comments that we got was about, how we jumped back to the power station stage after we did the tracking stage.
Yeah.
And I think, a lot of people maybe only had one save, and so, there's a lot of trouble for them to have to backtrack. And so, we're sorry about that. Basically, when we're doing these podcasts, we're kind of doing it not necessarily in order. So people who are playing, you probably want to keep more than one save. Keep saves on all the levels, and be prepared because we may jump back again in the future. So just want to point that out.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, well, Sean, I heard that you have so many memories in this act or stage, actually.
He has a lot of things to talk about.
You want to start off?
The private.
Right.
How it changed your life?
It changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I guess first things first, I just want to thank everybody for sending in their messages and comments on the webpage, because we have been getting a lot, and we haven't been replying to them on the show because there's kind of a lag between when we get the feedback and when we record. But we want to thank everybody for sending in their feedback.
Some people wanted to know, who the hell is Sean?
Exactly.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
So, since I never really introduced myself properly, I guess now would be a good time to do it, since I was in charge of Moses. During Metal Gear Solid 4, I was involved with the script unit, and I think there's a lot of people who may not really know what that is, really, because in Kojima Productions, the script unit is kind of unique in a way. So basically what we do is we handle game design, level design, creating the maps, and doing all the scripting, and basically, all the stuff that brings the game together. So we communicate with the programmers, communicate with the designers, artists, and kind of bring everything together into the final stage.
So my understanding is that the script unit is kind of the central point where you gather all the materials, and make sure the flow goes right, which flag is up or down, things like that, right?
Right. So it's kind of like the focal point, where all the materials come together. The game design kind of comes together, the program gets put in, the art gets put in, and of course, we place the enemies, we tweak the gameplay, all that fun stuff.
He was in charge of Shadow Moses.
Yes.
Maps and all gameplay stuff. So if you guys have some complaining or anything, just call him up and say, hey Sean,
Yeah, but wasn't this a challenge for you? Because that all Metal Gear fans know the stage.
Yeah.
Mostly inside out.
Right. And that was the hard thing, because we're revisiting Shadow Moses So we have to reuse the same maps. You know, I mean, basically we want to use the same environments, but somehow create a new gameplay experience using those same environments. That was a really challenging experience.
Yeah, you have to be precise and you have to make it, you know, to the next gen sort of from the PlayStation 1 actually.
Right.
So it's like 2 steps up.
Exactly. So somehow make it look the same, but make it look a lot better, and introduce something new to the gameplay that will be kind of fresh, you know, to people who have played Metal Gear Solid 1, as well as people who may be playing Metal Gear Solid 4 for the first time.
Well, I think I have to say you and, you know, the team doing this Moses stage did a real great job, because I could say that I had no kind of awkward feeling. I had an almost natural feeling that this was almost playing MGS1.
Cool.
But actually, you know, come to think of it, it's not MGS1. I mean, everything is all different. It's all, you know, high res and things like that. I mean, the truck itself, you know, that we're standing right behind is, you know, it should be the same truck. And I do get the kind of the same feeling. However, it's probably totally different, right?
Right,
In a technical
Yeah, well, that's the thing too, you know, like when we're planning the stage, you know, we're kind of talking about it, and we're like, well, it shouldn't be too hard because, you know, it's the same as Metal Gear Solid 1. We'll just, you know, make the same stage and it shouldn't be that hard. But actually, there's a lot of work involved, you know, because we basically remade everything from scratch. You know, I mean, you can't reuse anything from the PlayStation 1 game, so everything is, you know, totally from scratch and recreated just for Metal Gear Solid 4. So we had to try and recreate things so that they look the same, but just look a lot better. And also, a lot of effort was put into the environment effects, like the snow.
We had a hard time to create this snow.
Snow was quite obvious because, you know, I thought that, you know, it looked a lot colder than MGS1 because you get all the, you know, snow sticking on the cameras and things like that. But, you know, it was more like really kind of, how do you say, not foggy, but very snowy in a way. You can't really, and you feel the coldness. And also there was no one there actually at the beginning, so you feel like you're really in a hollow place, but still you have that same nostalgic feeling.
You know, getting all this stuff in here, I mean, there's a lot of work that most players probably won't even realize that it's there because it's really subtle. Just all these effects that go into making this snowy environment look great, like, you know, the mist, and like the snow falling from the sky, the snow that actually sticks to Snake. You know, the longer you stay out in the snow will build up on his body. You know, there's his breath coming out, little flakes of snow falling off of his suit, the snow sticking to the camera. And then, of course, the ground. You know, we had to create a whole new system just for this stage because, you know, you sink into the snow here and you can crouch onto the snow, and, you know, Metal Gear Mark III moves differently on the snow. So, you know, there was a lot of, I think, unseen effort that went into this stage. You know, trying to make it look the same but look really next gen. And just kind of bring out that real nostalgic feeling for all the players who are coming back to Shadow Moses for the first time in about 10 years.
Wow, Sean, this is your stage.
Yeah, this is your show.
What do you got to tell the users? Everyone's kind of waiting behind.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, we've been jabbering for quite a while.
Okay.
We're sitting in the cold.
Let's go on.
All right. So first of all, you know, one thing I want to point out is that we really wanted to create this really nostalgic feeling in Shadow Moses.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we did was actually to place a lot of the items in similar positions. You know, in the same areas that they were in Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah.
So people who played Metal Gear Solid 1 may remember that there was a weapon in this truck.
Yeah.
Mark 23 pistol.
Yeah.
And this time you'll see that the truck is closed. But if you crawl under the truck, you'll find that the gun is actually under the truck this time.
Okay.
So people familiar with MGS1 should definitely pick that up. And one other hidden thing about this gun is if you go into your menu,
the weapons,
and equip it in your weapons,
and
return to the game, and when you equip this and ready it, you know, you draw it to fire, you'll hear Snake reminiscing about this gun.
Yeah.
And you're back in.
Just like old times.
Back in Shadow Moses, you're here with the same gun. Just for people who played Metal Gear Solid 1, you know, they're probably feeling really nostalgic, and so is Snake. All right, so anyway.
Details.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
More details.
Okay, give me more details.
Okay, another thing, you know, we wanted to create this really nostalgic aspect to Shadow Moses, and another aspect of that was to have, you know, the same songs from Metal Gear Solid 1, the same music, and so we really wanted to include, the theme song, "The Best Is Yet to Come." And so, of course, you'll hear that when you first come in to the heliport area. Most people heard it, but just in case, there's some people who missed it, there is a condition where you may not hear this song. Basically, you have to come into the heliport area without being spotted. So if you're in an alert phase or a caution phase, the song actually won't play. So you really have to sneak past that gecko at the beginning of the stage, in the snowfield, and then sneak into this area. And when you do, as soon as the heliport comes into view, that song.